呀，还有密码。太经典了，广告。哦，这样，然后把OK。早上好，各位啊，晚上好，各位宝贝们。然后我需要再点几个东西，5秒就来了，太快了，太快了，我都没有准备好。我说是不是应该声音可以吗？我要不要弄大一点？就比如说这边的。这个麦克风应该不用，但这个我不是很确定。嗨，宝贝儿，对，这个我不是很确定，算就这样吧。还有2分钟，我去倒杯水，马上回来。那么好的宝贝们回来喽！龙神屁，龙神屁！哎呀，我倒是想玩换离子，其实，但是不一定有换离子就是了。我倒是想玩换离子的。来了，想死我了！刚睡醒吗？是的，6分钟前我被闹钟叫起来的，我怕我睡过头。事实证明我睡过头了。就挺真实的，好吧，挺真实的。所以我现在处于一个神游状态，但我觉得没有太大的问题。我本来应该有课的今天，然后我的那个教授得了 COVID 啊，广告来了，我的教授得了 COVID， 然后就不用去了。就说实话，不用去感觉挺好的。希望我不能说以后做的扣，但希望以后都这样，但是当然不太可能了。美国时间现在几点？你猜，宝贝儿。早宝贝儿早宝贝儿，晚上好，早上祝晚上好。
Oh, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to DevStream 164. We're back on the couch for only an hour. DevStream. Only an hour.
We charge Pablo by the word.
抱歉，我有点鼻炎，所以如果有些奇怪的声音的话，那是我的错。好吧，还是我的错。早上7点吧，也没有那么早，中午了。手昨儿熬了一点，
affected by residential schools. Digital Extremes had made a donation to the True North Aid, and obviously there's a lot happening.
声音是不是有点小啊？我听都有点小。
We're obviously very happy that you're here with us, and we hope you're safe. So we hope that you enjoy hanging out with us for the next hour. And speaking of things that you can look forward to,
早上好，宝贝儿。
drops. Veiled Riven Cipher is our Twitch.
如果你还不知道的话， 本次直播的掉落是字卡破解器，我觉得没有啥意义。
Does it count? Is there a loophole for us? I just got a ribbon. Yeah, I know. Well, I have to. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Failed Riven Cipher for your Twitch drop, and then we do have gifts of the Lotus alerts later on. We have a Riven mod rifle as well as a Eximus weapon.
Riven mod.
So you can look forward to that.
是文字，我就好想打死他
And
一
of
个
course,
那
Platinum
个
prizes, core prime access. Speaking of primes, we're going to be
步
revealing
枪
the
紫卡
next
和一个什
prime.
么玩意
No
儿
one？has
会直
guessed
播多久啊，宝贝
I know it's crazy.
No one
这
has
是
guessed.
开发者
Give
直
them
播
the clues, but
Gave
no
a
one
straight
knows.
up image that everyone just increased the brightness.
No, they
to.
turned it down. They're like, I don't want to see.
I don't want to see it.
Very subtle hint of a full body picture.
一个
I didn't realize that you could
步
do
枪
that.
紫卡，还有一
That's
个
okay.
We'll get into that
方向
later.
盘
Actually,
还
no
是
one's got it right
蓝
in
土
chat
豆？
yet, so that's kind of embarrassing
All
for the
wrong.
community.
How embarrassing for you. But let's start with some introductions to the couch. In case you're new here, new faces, familiar faces. We're going to start at the end over there.
Hello, Tedo. I'm Eric Preston, lead sound designer on Warframe.
2到3小时，那也不至于。
Hello,
一会儿
I'm Eric.
直播完之后还有课要上。
Nice to also see you.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure?
What's that?
You sure about that?
Well, we'll see.
Oh, chat.
We'll see.
Chat be
It's early.
nice. My name is Megan Everett. I'm the community director.
Hey, I was gonna say I'm Megan. I'm Rebecca Ford. I'm the creative director of Warframe.
这是黑丝还是条裤子？
No.
Paolo,
这黑丝吧？
And overrunning the show.
Danny Sokolowski.
我以为条裤子，这太帅了。
That was such an Eric move. Which Eric though? Which one of you does the rave horns? I don't know. The sound.
Sound guy.
You're gonna
Yeah,
sound.
I have a rave horn in my office.
Oh, of course, yes.
Oh, okay.
You guys are gonna love rave frame. Real fun.
Right frame.
I guess that's just Mirage,
快把 Revenant 拿出来
Someone
了。
else with
not Revenant Prime.
not. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Before we jump into anything, Danny, how do you feel about 1,000 platinum? Oh, she's nodding her head. She's giving the thumbs up. She's excited. She's ready. 1,000 platinum.
who is the official reader this
I
time?
think usually it falls to the closest to the
Eric.
monitor, so
Eric Preston, not
连妈心情很好，
I'll read it.
Eric
Yeah.
Preston.
我
Here
心
we
情
go.
其实也挺好的。
can't read a word of that.
Baby Drone PS.
At the bottom? Oh, Pablo got it.
Baby Drone PS, congratulations
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
there it
1,000
is.
plat. Message us on our account or something and tell us about the
Well,
platform
let's
and
go
the
fully
stuff.
bilingual this stream. Can you say that in
Oh.
Spanish?
Baby Drone PS, congratulations. No, that's English. Sorry. Felicidades.
Felicidades.
Por ganar 1000 platinum. Why is it so hard to change languages?
Great job.
Midword. No, that's English. Oh.
We try here on these.
他尝试用西班牙文说，然后说到一半发现他在说英文。
We're going to take a look back at
他们在笑这
The
个。
last time you saw us on this couch was showing you everything about Veilbreaker because it hadn't gone live yet. It's live for everyone, so we're going to take a little bit of a look
这个
back
开发者直
on
播我
what's
觉得不会有很多东西。
included in it, maybe a little behind the
对，
scenes
这
style
不会有很多东西的。
sounds. Very exciting. And then of course we're going to look forward to what you can expect in October to get yourself ready because that's literally tomorrow. It's October. I mean, nothing's happening tomorrow. I mean, actually there is. Anyways.
Oh?
Oh.
Oh! Right, okay.
Everything's fine. Let's talk about Veilbreaker, shall we?
Sure.
Get into it.
What would you like to talk about?
Anything you want.
All right. Well, it's out. And
It do be out?
yeah, it was kind of really cool for us. I think, you know, we wanted to give the 50th
这有个口罩。
the spotlight, so a lot of people got
这有口罩。
a lot of people got Stein.
大文预计月龄假什么时候上线？这个其实很好看。下个，想看一下，我看一下那个表哈。
We always kind of wonder, you know,
下一个星期和下个17号、17、18、19。
Release this Archon shard system.
17、18、19是3天，里边有一
And it
天。
may be obvious, but it kind of wasn't to me. But Steinax was also the most used frame in the Archon shard system. So for people that have all their arsenals, a lot of people chose to put their first Archon shard in Steinax, despite just getting him. So that was super cool that they did an upgrade
It was the
system.
most used in general. Generally, whenever we release a frame, they are the most used, but like barely. But he's like.
现在的话 ，Steinax
Right? It's like it's so
是
obvious. Like what we're
最
saying
多
may
的那
sound
个
obvious,
该
but
怎
when
么
you
说
look at
呢？
the stats
最
update
多
over
的
update, like it's just
宝
great to
石
see
使
people
用
log
者
in to get the 50. Like it's just really
玩家
exciting,
获得的宝石
Felt shocking to see
现在
Wukong
用在
down to
Steinax
second
身
place.
上是最多
I
的。
know, I know, and yeah, well, yeah.
Speaking of Wuka,
Yes.
you want to talk about it?
Well, I think so. as you know, we did put some nerfs and some buffs in with Wukong, and right now, like the worst offense of Wukong was the automated play, and I think anecdotally, it's kind of gone down a lot.
Yeah, stats-wise, I mean, obviously if you discount Steinax, because obviously he's the most used, stats-wise, Wukong is still heads and shoulders the most used frame by quite a margin.
数据上来看，悟空的使用率依旧在前面。
The more like just sit there and let your clone play for you, gameplay has gone down.
但是挂激流的玩法，他们说那个得到了减少，
leveled off.
大量的减少。
Really rely on stats for the first few weeks. So for most things that we're judging, sort of like the consequences of changes from Veilbreaker, we're still like far off from being able to like.
There's no
rely on
there's
stats.
no conclusive way that we're going to sit here, you know, like Megan said, the last month Veilbreaker wasn't out, our last dev stream that you saw us, and now we're here and it is out. And yeah, we did a lot in it. We changed ammo, we really did a lot, and we have some thoughts on where everything's going to go from here. But one trend we're starting, I think this year, so you know, the new war launched, and then in 2022, we gave you the Echoes of War as like a follow-up update, and we did the same thing with Angels of the Zeramin, where we released Angels of the Zeramin, and then we did Echoes of the Zeramin, and we're going to do the same thing with Veilbreaker, where we do an Echoes update, which is sort of a
扩张者也会得到一个类似于扎里曼的那种回声，就追加的更新。就相当于那个扩张者的回响那种。
You'll finally see the thing we showed years ago with Venkra and Sprague.
That was a while back.
Yeah,
我们将会看到这个更新。
This was a proof of concept that we're reworking them. So we are planning on bringing them into Veilbreaker 1 or Echoes of Veilbreaker for Call. So they'll have a role to play there for the Call.
对，这两个角色将在回声的那个系列得到，或者回声的那个更新得到补全。
And you know, we'll talk more about that. So, and their weapons will be skins. So, if you want
他们的武器是皮肤。
you will be free to do so, and I'm sure there will be many deserved.
Can we do bonking sounds?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
他们的武器是皮肤。
Would you do a custom
是
skin for a skin? Usually we don't, because
usually we don't do custom sounds, but if it warrants it, we may. We could.
然后这个皮肤可能有独特的声响系统，或者是有独特的声响配置。
Right. So you can. So in Echoes, we are planning on bringing them into the fold for Call because they are Grenier, and there's maybe a story to be told there.
妹子啊，
And then
这行吧。
Basically,
挂起肩上是好事，确实。但是这游戏其实基本上就是挂机玩。上次提这个是啥时候事情了？1到2年前。出什么新的战甲应该不会有新的战甲，新战甲应该在 Duveri 虚空平原那个更新里，这个不会有新战甲。 这是啥东西？是 BOSS 的重做，那个虚空破坏 BOSS 的重做，应该是那个。对，这只是叶灵皮。算是新的吧，对，毕竟它有独特6000多经验。
Yeah, those are going to be within the existing weeklies, and then we're going to be reviewing more.
当然不一定啊，不一定。这两个也有可能是独特的，就独立出来的 BOSS。我去看第一怎么做。
Anytime soon, we're going to be expanding the existing ones with more side content in them, and improvements to the challenges. You know,
我希望第一快点把3蜘蛛拿出来，这个都出来了不对，3蜘蛛比这个做的晚，没事，不着急。
Yeah, so for a lot of the challenges in Cal,
沙甲蓝宝石根本无敌，是这样的，是这样的，沙仔现在更牛。
Find the medallions or whatever, or find the pieces of the K drive or whatever. You can find 3 in the first mission, and that will get saved. And then when you get 2
又来了
in
广
the
告
next mission, that will complete. So you
House of the Dragon. 那个。
We're still deciding which ones work like that and which ones do require you to do them in the same. One example is, for example, the password one that then you unlock a box. Since the challenge itself is to unlock the box, that one might stay still within one mission, but you know we're still revising that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and as I was saying,
这不好看，我没有，我没有时间看，我最近的太梦游了。最近。
No, I was talking about AOE, and actually, something that the Archon hunts introduced as just a general hot topic. So with AoE, we're still looking at it, and we're not going to have a huge solution anytime soon. I think last dev stream we said, all right, here's what we're going to do, and here's what we might do if what we do isn't enough. And what we did, of course, is ammo, and then we also buffed the whole headshots, all that stuff. And I think when you mentioned that, yeah, and then we'll like maybe self-CC will come back. That was like the one thing players don't.
Yeah.
But then there was self-damage, and there's still a path we are experimenting with internally on bringing self-damage back. Internally, we're looking at it, and I think that's probably the most we're looking in for AoE right now.
Yeah, so basically,
AoE 当前这个版本的削弱，第一觉得可以，但是内部其实也看了玩家对于上一个版本就是可能削弱方式的反馈。第一说他们不会再对那个顶天立地 Prime 有削弱，然后那些其他东西，但是可能会把这个自伤带回来，就是爆炸会自己受到影响，然后扣自己的血。反正顶天立地是不会弄的了，因为他们说玩家对于那个的反馈很烂。但是第一内部说在测试那个自伤，就把自伤带回来。另外第一还说了，但是因为这个。AoE 的削弱可能会在之后体现就更明显的影响，所以近期短期内啊，你绝对不会再看到 AoE 的那个改动。对，就短期内不会再对 AoE 进行改动。那个自伤的那个也是可能啊，可能。
So if the self-CC is really that bad, then probably should change it in general versus just say leave it for players below day 400 and then keep it for above. Now we know self-damage as it existed had a lot of problems, so
自伤带回来，我觉得应该会有个减伤效果吧。
Might never make it to the live build. It might make it to the live build. We don't know. But basically what we're trying is we're removing the self-CC. We're changing the self-damage to be percent based. So basically you cannot one-shot yourself.
对，他们把它改成了 percent， 就是那个百分比型的数值，就是这个自伤现在是变成了百分比，你没法一枪带走自己。就比如说，应该是你在爆炸范围中间会对自身减少30%的血量，你这么理解。
Yeah, it's not the same as just what it was. It's not like you'll go into an Archon mission with the launcher and with the rules in Archon missions that it's like death is guaranteed. You're not going to kill yourself in an Archon hunt. You're just going to wound yourself. And so
the main objective is that it should feel scary if you blow a missile in front of your own face. That's it. Like you should really feel like there's like you did bad. You should
no friendly fire, and you can't completely one-shot yourself. Percent base.
谢谢大直观超大直秒是骇客嘛
？And the case on the range of the explosion. And the range itself of the explosion is smaller for self-damage than it is for damage. So there's like a whole bunch of things that we're trying.
就是那个能造成自身伤害的范围比能造成伤害的这个爆炸范围要小，然后还是百分比的，是你对自身百分比。
That the longer you play, the more powerful you get. We all know this, and a lot of our content you can kind of one-shot. And the Archons are currently content that, aside from a few bugs. They aren't meant to be one shot, and that is because of one system we have, which is damage attenuation, which is
然后那个当前他们说执行官除了某些 bug 之外是不能一枪带走的，现在一枪带走的都会被第一估计判定成 bug。
And our view on this is we need to figure out a way that will make the content that you guys want to play and we want to make last and feel fun, and absent of new mechanics and all of these things, it's hard to do because our damage is crazy and all of our weapons and combos go in really interesting ways where you can see your billion overflow crits, and bosses really can't survive that. So we do have damage attenuation, and generally speaking, we are looking at making it better. We don't exactly know how yet for the Archons for a future update.
没有说弹药感，没有。
Basically, the main kind of like the main path we took with these fights were to try and
这会送东西吗？会，兹卡破就起，没有什么大众了。你还不如等着开发直播结束了去嫖一张步枪紫卡。
That was the main intent that we had here. We didn't really set out to make 3 fights with entirely new.
弹药还好，弹药也那样。布拉巴玩家没有受到太大的影响，只是蚊子我一定要干死它，太鸡巴烦了。
Exclusive, such as the orb, things like that. Those also get a lot of people get annoyed because then your DPS kind of doesn't matter. So. Yeah,
it's hard.
We are very aware that we have
that bosses are
not a solved thing in Warframe. That we still kind of are feeling our way around. Obviously, I don't think they're like you wouldn't say that they're like the strongest part of Warframe, right? Like that's
I think a lot of us have been working on and playing Warframe for so long. Maybe some of you are new to the game today. That a lot of these conversations may or may not be something you're even at yet at a content point. And generally speaking, I think we have a very rich world of very interesting things. But there's memes like the Sergeant and
right.
Because that's holding the spot of boss, but we all know that then there's other bosses that are just, like the Jackal rework players loved when we did the Jackal rework. And we have to look at all these reasons, what people love about them, and fit them into our content plans and revisions as we go. And I would say with we know what it is that some players don't like about it, but we also know that at the end of the day, there is an Archon fight to be had for a lot of our players, and if we take it off,
然后马老师感谢继续梦游5个月。
No one below them will be able to kill the boss if you put billions.
上次看到还是1个月，他也梦游。
Ultimately, with these fights, what we're going to do is we're going to continue to look at the damage attenuation. We're going to see if there's a version of it. I don't want to commit to anything that we're trying behind.
当前的这个执行官他有一个伤害减免的一个算法，很多一枪秒就是因为他的这个算法是吃第一枪的，就是他你打的越多，他伤害减的越狠，然后减到一定程度。海克能秒他的一个很大的原因，就是因为海克直接就是多重爆发，所以大面积攻击，然后很多弹头，然后很多低点的那个伤害。所以是这样的。
Yeah, so far in this dev stream, we're gonna
希望说明白了，因为都是第一次接触多重嘛，就大范围攻击，不能说大数量攻击。如果你一枪往他身上打的话，你伤害值会那个变成刮痧。
We are very invested in all of these things, and the team.
特别是海克有一堆加成之后，所以说是可以做到秒的。然后第一说，可能会有一些改动。
No, Rev talked about Stynax being obviously our 50th Warframe. People got him for free, got to experience him, and one of the.
说实话，我觉得 Megan 和 Rebecca 的两个声音大小不一样。
Veilbreaker went live, and I even messaged Eric about it. I was kind of discovering.
斯特朗也不错，对，这种都是散弹枪，散弹枪都是弹头以弹头数量取胜的。没有人拿步枪去打那个执行官。
Yeah, so
但是刮着确实也有输出。
When we kind of saw Stynax and started thinking about the sounds for Stynax,
我好像又被这蚊子咬了一口。
真
的，我已经打3只。
So Slater Groves is the sound designer who worked on it, and you'll see the video of him kind of taking you through his process. But one of the things that we discussed was giving him somewhat of a voice behind his helmet, which is kind of something that a lot of players have commented on and enjoyed, I think. And another thing we wanted to sort of convey was the feeling of, being part of a group of warriors, especially, his fourth ability, you can hear kind of the warriors in the background all yelling and chanting. So we really wanted to bring those two elements to that frame. And I think Slater did.
零化武将不再刮痧，就轻微小流才行。还行吧，我只能说，我觉得没有那么烂。
A little bit more of a different feel than other Warframes, and I think adding little textures like that is something we might do a bit more in the future too for other warframes.
I literally thought it was crazy. I'm like, am I hearing things?
Yeah, the custom Foley's.
Yeah, I kept going like back to normal warframes.
刮痧刮到输出89%，那代表别人还你别人比你还刮，别人还你比刮，别人比你还刮。
Like the bottles of liquid jiggling and yeah, so yeah, we like doing things like that. We do spend a lot of time working on the sound for those warframes. But yeah, the video that we're going to show is hopefully going to satisfy anyone's curiosity who kind of wants to see what goes into making one of these. So it takes, it took a good amount of time, but happy with how it turned out.
Speaking of time, about to enjoy a 7-minute lovely sound video. Shout out to Slater. Enjoy the sounds of Stynax.
Hey Tenno, my name's Slater, and I'm the sound designer behind Warframes
这个是声音啊，
Warframes
声音制作。
Today, I just want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at some of his abilities, and also talk about the inspiration behind the sound of this Warframe.
希望声音不要太吵。
So the audio brief for Stynax was to make him sound a bit like a techno Viking, but we didn't want to push him too far into
想让他
techno
成为一个
lands, so we
技
added
术
in
的
things like
维京战神
vocalizations and also metal Foley when he's
不是
running
技术
and
科技
across all
科
the
技维京
abilities to just sort of ground him in an organic universe. So let's take a look first at some of the vocalizations. So on his army ability, we have a more spoken word type thing. And then for the bash and impale abilities, we have more exertions. So let's take a listen to what these vocals sound like without any processing at all.
我对这个其实不是很感兴趣。
My voice acting skills are perfection. The first thing I added in was a bit of pitch so that the voice is lower. And then several instances of vocal synth to sort of give it the Darth Vader-esque helmet effect on this. And also there's mastering on this and saturation to sort of give him a bit of grit. And that's my processing chain across all the abilities on Stynax's vocals. One thing that's unique for this army ability is that I added in a bit of delay. That sort of carries out over when Stynax has risen into the air and has the army all around him. So in context, this is how it sounds.
他说 Warframe 会说话吗？不会吧？哇哇哇哇哇！好卡呀。
Another ability where we added some unique vocals is on Stynax's third ability, his rally ability. So for this, we wanted to create a sense of a call to arms because you get buffed. So Eric and a few other sound designers went into the studio and recorded a bunch of group vocals, and you'll hear them all together when Stynax lowers his arms. So it sounds like this. And just to show you quickly how that all sounds on its own.
不得不说很有气势。
So the whole ability together using some Daiko drums, sub stingers, whooshes, and metal impacts sounds like this. And then the group vocal that we recorded sounds like this on its own. You may also recognize those group vocals used on two other Stynax sound effects. The first one being on the rally Cooldown. So the Cooldown sound effect sounds like this. Consists of similar things to the rally cast itself. So the drums. And then I added in metal, like a distinct metal ping.
错过了什么重要什么 ？No， 他们回顾了一下
a big metal whoosh，
回顾了一下那个破障者，然后说对破障者未来的想法就是要跟那个扎里曼一样，搞一个破障者的回响。
All together sounding like this.
然后里面会有那个之前设计的 boss。
We also used group
还有
vocals on
没有
Styanax's
啥
ultimate ability, the army ability. So when Styanax rises into the air,
对，
we
基本上这个，然后
have
又弹了弹
group
爆炸武
Walla
器，
recorded
没有
to
继
sort
续
of
消，
give you
要
the
消就
sense that all
增
those
加智商，
aberrations that appear
智
are
商是1%。
surrounding you. So on its own, it sounds like this. And then we recorded some more close-up elements that are panned left and right that
然
are
后我
more
的
in
确
your face.
刚睡醒，我现在距离睡醒过了33分钟。
And combined again, it sounds like this.
有自伤吧？是的，啊，你可能没有听见，就是这玩意儿好吵。
Now,
毕竟做
moving
声音的
away
确实都很吵，
from the
就它有自
vocalizations a
伤，
little bit, I just wanted to do
是
a quick
100%的
rundown
自伤，
on all of the
而且不会
sounds
把你一
that
键带
make
走。
up that fourth ability. I won't go too far in depth on them, but just to give you an
Echo of the
idea
veil.
of what's going on. So, on all of the abilities, we have an initial cast sound, and that cast sound is what you get as soon as you press 4. Sounds like this.
还是啊，
And
我
then
不
there's
对
also
啊
a
我
release
现在
sound.
麦
So
克应该
it'll
有
be
声
that
音吧？
cast sound and then a release sound for when he starts
我
to
麦克
rise
要是
into
没
the
声音那
air.
也太喊啊，有声音。
And along with the cast release sound, I have a vocal riser that I made out of the group vocal sounds. And this riser just kind of plays over top of the cast release and sets up that Walla loop that plays, and it sounds
真的
like
是的，
this.
我确实刚睡醒。
So that's the first little bit of the fourth ability. Also, while Styanax is in the air, all of the apparitions that appear when they throw a spear, they'll play these little spear sounds.
这也太多声音了吧？
And there's explosions that go along with those.
哎呦，这文字怎么找不到？真的
And
盯
of
我
course,
3
the
天了。
spear throws on Styanax himself that are a bit different than the impale spear throws. And last but not least is a big, chunky end sound for when Styanax comes down from the air and lands. So for this sound, I really wanted to make it as satisfying as possible to sort of close out that ability. So it sounds like this on its own.
更新，
And to show you
还没
briefly the
说呢，
sounds that
什么
make
都没
that
说
up.
呢，
So
就
we
大
have
体说
a
了
few
说那个，
impacts.
大体说了说未来的计划，然
And
后
then
更新
there's a bunch of
啊，
armor
新战甲
folding.
啊，新 Prime 甲呀都
Of
没说。
course, some car
但是这个版本
explosions
更新不会有新
and
战
a
甲就是了
sandstorm.，
回声应该没有，回声只是一
Altogether,
个
once again, it sounds like this.
加强版本补充，真正的战甲估
Okay,
计
so
在虚
those
空
are
平
all
原
the
里面。
little pieces that make up Styanax's fourth ultimate ability. So now that you know all of that, here is that ability one last time for context.
就是他的电脑有点卡，就是哦，也可能是录制有点卡，他不一定看得卡。
Thank you so much for listening, Tenno. I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream. See you later.
啊，这个就是 Styanax 的声音制作。
I thought we were gonna go.
Car explosion, car explosion.
There you go. Just behind the scenes look, you know, classic dev streams used to go all deep and all kinds of crazy things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, behind the scenes stuff. I think, like when you're obviously playing it, Warframe, very fast-paced game, you hear stuff you're like that's cool, and then you move on to the next thing. But when you really look at like how the sauce,
真的 ，Megan 和 Rebecca 的那个收音是不一样的，我是在疯狂调。
Car crashes.
Everything in the game has that. trail
Rebecca 比
to
Megan
get
这
it
大
right.
好多，
Some of
那
the
个
things
声
we're
音。
going to show you today, new stuff. Talk about.
哇，背后怎么还被咬了一口？
Every sound has either car explosions or
秒的。
Yeah.
It's all in there, always.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sad of the lack of
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts in
Yeah.
Styanax.
That's where we start. We
He's a
prototype
Spartan.
with Brussels sprouts and then.
Go to cards.
No, he's a carnivore.
多久可以领一次直播奖励？
Ah.
You see his one.
30分钟？
There's no way that's a Brussels sprout based
No.
macro diet. Come on,
Protein.
35 eggs.
35. Disgusting. All right. We're gonna
哦，
move
就
on
能领一次。
a reveal. Like I said,
30
no
分钟。
one's guessed it. No one knows what's happening. Right, Pablo?
Who could it be?
Who could it be? I don't know. We are going to reveal our next Prime Warframe.
Revenant 来了。哦，预告片 Revenant。对不起，我有点嗨。 毕竟我只玩 Prime。
Fatherless aberration is this? Who brings the wicked gift of an unknown mask this glamorous night? Seething with the void, mocking me and causality alike.
我刚刚他把他打爆了，你们俩没有反应的吗？
Cruelty named him. To know and defy.
换离子，换离子，换离！赢了，这把我赢了太多，我赢了太多，我赢了太多。换离子，我赢了太多，我赢了太多，我赢了太多。谢谢第一，我爱第一。换离子。哦，龙尘好帅啊！哇，这个刀好帅啊！你看吗 ？Phantasma 和 Tatsu， 换离子。好帅啊，龙尘！龙尘换离子，不用挖原版，不用挖原版，太帅了！就是 Revenant 那个头我不是很喜欢，但是那个身体好帅啊，那个头可能感觉有点长。
I'll be very broke. But like you might have maybe spied in that video, October 5th, and that's next week.
October 5th 啊，
See you then.
下个礼拜。
It's spooky season.
下个礼拜。
Now obviously.
我有东西没有看到，那个他的护甲包我没有看到，然后是日期没有看到。日期的话是10月5号，下个星期，下个星期二，下个星期一。
Yeah, there you go. October 5th, Revenant Prime is going to be gracing your presence. Now.
哇，下个星期一，
哦，
那还蛮快的，正好我礼拜一没课，我上完之后可以直接回来可以直接回来耍。我礼拜一就1节课，早上是，哎，我忘了多少。
It's true, I'm lacking Brussels sprouts.
换离子，换离子，换离子。
Guys, because I get to
我好嗨呀！
You're going to experience some colors.
不用挖原版了，是的，是的，
Just brace yourself.
太爽了。
We're going to show you Revenant Prime in the flesh.
哦，这里直接能看到是吗？换啊，对不起，我太嗨了，现在换离子。
Here he is, Revenant Prime.
他长得好像那个，他长得好像奥特曼里的一个角色。我说不出来是谁，但是有点像哎，就是奥特曼的角色。哦，他刚刚上了 mod， 我看到了。
I appreciate the pop collar.
Yeah.
The collar is great.
Yeah, really,
The
really
energy
great.
flowing out, beautiful.
Yeah, he looks very good. In case you
它这个脚还是个，你看是个往上移的一个钩子。哦，这是他的护甲。
哦，
这护甲挺好看的。然后这是披饰有点小哎。
Why do you think I have another loadout?
What's going on in door number 3?
Why do you think I have another loadout? I don't know. Oh, come on! Come on! Come on, artist?
这个感觉有点像吸血鬼的那种伯爵。
Artist?
这个领子啊，这个领子，虽然很多都这样。
Yeah, very dark magician.
6.5。
这个是他的护甲 ，Prime 护甲，然后后面是他的 Prime 披饰。这个披饰如果我觉得到这里能好看一些，就都多大一些，大一些到那个腰那里。哦，这个是换离子。哦，对对对，皮大衣那种感觉，皮大衣那个 detective 侦探。还像换离子普通版都很强。哦，你这样可以看到他的护甲那个，他的护甲具体长什么样子？对，你看他的腿其实是在侧面的，他的腿其实是在侧面，他侧面覆盖的那个范围挺大，你可以看到他从后面甚至伸出来一块一个小点在这里。所以说它能包过那个侧面和后面，它的腿部护甲，胸部和那个胸部和肩部就那样了，就老那个。
You can get yourself
2.4的倍率，3.0630%的暴击几率，然后触发几率是20几。
Does he scratch that itch?
Don't make me say it.
Okay.
He has archetypes in that realm, but also sentient Eidolon, specific one.
Of course he is.
In terms of
换离子，换离子，
teleporting,
我太嗨了。
such things as this. And
一会儿等他直播结束之后来截一下换离子的数据，他鼠标刚刚飘过去几下，不知道能不能截得到。
I don't know. There's a lot of vampire texts out there, so I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss the lack of laser vampires. There are somewhere.
Vampires are cool.
PA 包必买，我对这个 PA 包不是很感兴趣，就是。
Spooky month.
但是那特效其实挺好
What
看
do。we usually do around spooky time?
Nabris.
Knights of Nabris.
近战是哪把？近战是龙尘。
Unfamiliar, new to Warframe.
前10分钟说了什么？没什么，其实。
Spooky time event where
没什么，这才是真的那个东西。
And she has a little store. You can use your mother tokens to purchase some festive items.
对，没说什么。
And we do have a couple new things in the store. It brings back everything.
万圣节的那个终于来了。
Oh, look at that chip. You can definitely get your hands.
或者这小飞船在哪里获得来着？龙神手感不好，所有的太刀手感都很烂。 所有的太刀都很烂。
That's why we held it back. That means there's still work to be done. So note to self.
哦，那个船还没有做完，没事儿。
We shall.
We love the
Pumpkin.
spooky.
因为10月是那个万圣节嘛，
What spider?
所以
Oh, I like that one.
所以这个就回来了，纳贝流士。
Very good. So here you
它的
have,
价是什么时候要新增？不知道，我等。
Danny, you're spoiling stuff. Danny, damn.
刚刚晃
Here's
晃过去个啥玩意儿？
manifest here.
架势问题，是的，都是架势问题，架势太烂了，
Definitely get this weapon. I love it.
估计是重机强切。
And then of course we have some new items and some things we've added to the
媳
store.
妇
We added the Sheev blueprint and all of its parts. If you're
把
not
媳妇拉进来干嘛？
plays invasions, this is just another way that you can get said Sheev and the parts.
这有个新的传递装饰，
That's your goal.
这个好不错
And we
呀。
have in spirit of our Revenant.
Revenant 的战斗服役
Action glyph. And a personal favorite of mine, the haunted interior decorations, which I will show you
Haunted
momentarily.
万圣
And then we
节
have a
的服饰，
Jackknife
然后
statue.
还有一
Look
个
how cute he is. Oh, so cute. He's a little top heavy, but
还有个巨兽的那个万圣节，
very good.
对，大部分都是老东西。
Speaking for myself.
All right, so you can look forward to that October 5th as well. You can get yourself some infested. Oh, look at it go! We'll talk more about that in a second, but you just said Among Us.
Among Us.
大部分都是老东西，是的。
So if we go real quickly.
今天还是 online discussion，哦，没事。
Get up there.
Discussion。
Haunted baby. Are you ready?
I am.
Ooh, look at the focus.
Nice. Yeah, the Chimickies did this last couple weeks.
Oh.
This like actually looks like my office after being gone from it for 2.5 years.
true.
There's growths
I
on
love
the
the
wall.
pumpkins.
那个巨兽我觉得好有
I like this
好有
one.
好有意思
Oh。man.
That's great.
He's a little
poor
deflated,
guy.
that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Tired.
Weren't there some candles?
哇，它为啥是 I 系的？我觉得有点怪耶。
Gravestones.
买了之后放仓库里
Fire
边。
hazard.
Yeah.
My favorite is a little. Look at the little garland. Look at the little.
Very, very cute.
They're so cute.
Yeah,
Anyways,
they did a
this
great
is
job.
gonna be in Daughter's store when Knights of.
这个就算了吧，I 系元素有点多。
I mean,
我还是喜欢我的
yes,
金
the
灿
Revenant.
灿
Have you seen my festive
Yeah,
interior?
I was just gonna say, why did I even ask?
I did have it up, and then I don't know if you can tell, but I cleaned my room and I took away all my decorations. I changed my ship color. Guys, I was trying
Steve
to.
would have been so proud.
You shrunk your cursor. Appreciate
Did
that.
you really?
看来有动力玩一会儿。你现在就可以刷，因为他要的是母亲的那个货币嘛，
Feel wrong.
他要的是母亲币嘛。
October 5th.
你现在去刷就行了，到时候出来花5到3分钟，
I think this is upside down.
5到3分钟把它卖出来就行了。
We're gonna say something?
No?
Okay, great.
You tell me.
Moving right along. What also happens in Spooky Month? If you're an artist.
Oh, Inktober.
Inktober. Our version, 10-October. That is going to be launching this month as well, starting October 1st. You can actually do, I believe it's !10 October, and it will take you to the thread. It's locked right now because obviously it's not October yet. We've been doing this for a couple years now, and basically
这干啥呀？
our Warframe version of what is Inktober. We'll give you some Warframe
那东西有1万多个，那你就不用刷了，直接买就行了，当场毕业。
We have really awesome community artists who do Captober, and they kind of started that, and we fully support that and love seeing that. And we also wanted to have a place where people could do Captura as well if they're not artists like myself.
晚上好，晚上好，宝贝儿。
Get a little bit of a thank you prize at the end for participating, which is always nice to have. These are the same prompts that are going to be for both 10 October and Captober if you want to participate. And then as well, additionally, we are bringing back the Orbital Haunt contest, which is basically making your Orbiter or Dormer Zone now.
这就是玩家的一些照相啊这些东西。
all that stuff.
对。
You can turn into a haunted
如果你对这玩意儿感兴趣的话，可以到时候看第一发出来的具体信息。
6.5. I'm a 6.5. Oh, that'll be launching this month as well. I think we're going to launch the contest on October 5th, but 10 October and the official Captura are going to launch literally tomorrow on a Saturday because October 1st. So you get ready for prompt number 1. And you might have spied within those prompts the pink ones. Because October as well, it is spooky month, and we love spooky month, but it's also a very special month.
我3000多钢筋跟义务准备。哦，对哦，我还要去刷那个，我还要去刷专精。哦，不是专精，是那个。然后新的 Quest 的那个癌症捐款，已经能看出来了一个新的换文，还有。护甲。
Hey Tenno, Quest to Conquer Cancer is back for its 3rd year.
As you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Digital Extremes is yet again teaming up with you, the Warframe community, and incredible Warframe creators to raise awareness and donations for the Princess.
只能领一次吗？是的，一次。
During the month of October, you can tune in every day to a different creator over on their channel. And on these dates, the community team will be hosting special Quest to Conquer Cancer streams over at twitch.tv/warframe.
There will be giveaways and a ton of fun on these streams, so tune in to support and donate. This year, your donations contribute to the donation tier rewards that will be unlocked for all platforms.
一个头像，一个护甲，肩部护甲。
The Conqueror 2 Ephemera special
哎，这个挺好看的。
From Community Artist Royal Pratt, a new Conqueror glyph.
Conqueror merch is also available to purchase, and all net proceeds will be donated at the end of the campaign.
对，如果你对获得什么东西感兴趣的话，我就可以去买点这个它的周边，周边全部的收益都是捐出去的。
And a pin collection by community artist Gamli are also here. You can purchase all of these separate or get it in a collection with bonus digital items.
现在地球金星火卫2声望都可以换。哦，对哈，去火卫2弄一点吧。地球金星这个打的也太难了。
About this year's Quest to Conquer Cancer campaign, including donation progress, rewards, and live stream schedule over at warframe.com/QTCC.
Join us Monday, October 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for a very special kickoff stream over at twitch.tv/warframe.
这个就是看捐钱嘛，捐钱捐的越多，然后那个等级上的越高。抓动物很快的，问题是我卡了，问题是我没啥时间。
The goal remains the same: to conquer cancer within our lifetime, and that's where you come in.
Join us on the quest to conquer cancer. Together, we can make the difference.
算了，反正主要礼拜一我也没啥太多的事情。那当然对你们来说是礼拜6。
Our mics were hot, weren't they? Yay! Quest to conquer cancer is back. This is kind of.
我礼拜一我也没啥事，大不了就刷嘛，对吧？大不了我刷嘛，我中午就回来了。那我整个下午都是我的。 当然，我现在那个老师得了 COVID， 所以说我礼拜一还不一定真的要去学校。估计该去了，这个老师超级想见我们，天天 online 就是在那块说，我见不到你们，我好伤心，就基本这样。火焰2可以直接换，那个无所谓。看来明年就是推假了，对吧？明年再来个推假，然后再换一种再换一个这个 UC 大学，是的，大4了。为什么他们的大4在摆，我的大4却在折磨？我不理解。
Oh no, it's who is it? It's our group.
大学，研究生再说，我不知道要不要，还没想好。
Megan, give me that floof. We're going to do 1,000 platinum prize while we are hanging out here, and just kind of what else you can expect on this stream. We are going to kind of talk a little bit more about a frame that we debuted at TennoCon, perhaps.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit more. Now, this frame is not coming in October, but we did want to give you a little update on the progress.
狼人战甲的进度更新不会这个月上，不会这个月上。
We're going to go more into Echoes of Veilbreaker, kind of more stuff you can expect in there.
预计出了你想要的幻离子呢，记得要出龙城的不负责人。嗨，我老不负责任了，都出，好吧，都出。新武器我都出了吧。
Zariago.
Zariago.
Okay.
下个月上，估计是跟着那个一块上了，那个虚空平原。听 UZ 的声音，我以为快奔3了。很多人说我的声音很有磁力，谢谢你的，我会说谢谢你的，你的抗，不对，是啥字啊？说来着？谢谢你的赞美，对，谢谢你的赞美。
We're working with Joe Matt on it, and we showed a lot of concepts actually during the art show, kind of the iterations of it all. But now we're working on the coloring, the official coloring of it.
Yes.
Tell me.
貌似已经设计完了，他们说在上色。
So we can show some artwork. I just started coloring it, so.
这是涂色，行吧。
9 ideas.
Damn.
Yeah, so Joe and I went back and forth on some of this. I started coloring the drawing that he showed at TennoCon. We showed at TennoCon.
上色还行。我最喜欢哪个？
They look kind of cool, right? So,
我可能最喜欢这个吧。
and then talk with Reb a bit.
我最喜欢那个9号。
Here and there, and Joe was leaning towards more like kind of Wolverine colors and stuff, which I thought was kind of neat.
然后我最喜欢是9号，你喜欢3？3也可以。
You mean Wolverine the animal, like the animal of the Great North Canadian one?
3也可以。
Sound amazing.
我觉得9后面要么3，要么1。
My favorite sound.
Yeah.
我3把它这个尾巴的颜色好，我比较喜欢一点。
We kind of honed in on a few more here. So I redrew a standing pose to help with the.
反正到时候可以改色。对呀，反正到时候可以改色。我们在这边讨论什么呢？
Back view kind of thing. So because the crunched over posed. Wow.
它这个尾巴这个能量色我好喜欢。
And Joe Mad's stuff is really detailed already. So trying to decipher some of that was a bit tricky. I don't know how much will survive.
这个尾巴这个形状我好喜欢。
So that was kind of the color we went for, number 5. We seem to agree on that one. And while I was working it up,
这个是啥？这个是狼甲 ，Wolverine，
I think it's an
代号啊，代号。
Interesting. And I'm like, interesting, good. Interesting,
狼甲。
bad. And so we chatted a little bit. I sent it over to Reb, and we were kind of like, well. So then I took a kind of.
我好喜欢这个尾巴，有一点迷之毛茸茸的感觉。
And you agreed with it, so that's the next.
问句黑红金，太紧啊！你要的黑红金来了。这不会了，真的。你要的黑红金来了，这不黑红金。对不起，黑红金呐。尾巴因为身体占比太大了，可能会改小。 也是
It's usually the first
但
time
我
you
觉得
see
挺好
it.
的
Yeah, totally.
Until they go in with their pinks and their greens and
对
their
这个是挺好看的
6.5s.
黑红金嘛
That is the second impression. You see it on the screen.
yeah, that's the second.
Oh, you'll see it all right.
Yeah.
哎笑死了真的
But yeah, it's been super cool to work on this.
牙齿直接金色就好
Yeah.
看来变成能量色的牙齿
Yeah, I think just like
Next up,
generally, Megan said this isn't coming in October, and for this frame, we always thought in ourselves, how would we do this in a different way? Like not just making a werewolf, but wolf inspired. And I hope people really dig where we're going with her.
关注前面的
Everything is sort of the things have started
太
in a
真
very
实了
interesting way. So pretty hyped for where it's going. For the
是的
wolf
他前面
inspiration,
跟
or
毒妈
how do we say?
他可能比毒妈还那个
Lobo, yeah.
还强
Loba.
Loba.
Oh, Loba.
Loba.
Lobatita. I don't know. She's too big for that.
Yeah,
这
there's
宝
some
贝
cool
这
ideas.
这个不会
I
太
don't know if
太
I
那
can
个
speak about those things,
Yeah,
so
we'll
wait
这
leave
次
that
的
for-
不会很难做很好做它基本上就是大体弹一弹这个
Yeah, because
大
Spring
的
is
东西
easy.
然后就是
He's got a lot of
revenue
work.
然后就是
So,
这个
so she.
Oh, I saw a question about name.
Oh.
别告诉我女郎啊这个是女狼人
I'm
啊
gonna segue this.
这个是女狼人啊
But she's
Ah.
about to have a name because live right now, Marcus, hit the button. Live right now in the Design Council is submissions open for.
它后面是披风还是尾巴
for
我觉得是尾巴
Name. Now, one submission per person. It's going to be open for a couple weeks. If you're in the Design Council, you can have a chance at naming this warframe. And then
然后设计区的人设计注意啊设计区的人可以教名字的那个可以教名字的那个想法了不是名字的提议我在乱摁你为啥会关掉前面爆炸武器在讲啥爆炸武器就是第一觉得这次削弱削得很不错然后短期内不会有任何的削弱以前计划的取消顶天立地 Prime 的效果被取消了但是增加了自爆的想法就是那个自伤的想法现在第一说如果以后再对它进行削弱的话可能会有爆炸武器自伤会是百分比所以不会一剑带走你基本上是这么个对基本上就是这么它自伤是有百分比伤害
Shakira, hello? You there? It'll be open for the entire community to vote off of that little short list of top 10 and then
好骚是的我觉得挺好看的
excited to find
到时候看实物图怎么样
We're not taking them in Twitch chat unless you're a verified user by the name of Shakira.
结果尾巴是 P10要买那我就买了如果它是能量体的话我就买了
The wolf inspired frame we do have a concept of what is going to be her signature weapon
Yes.
Yeah,
one of two.
武器的设计
So you can
有两个这是其中的一个
Scythes and axes were kind of the two I was going for, and I was looking.
这个是镰刀和斧头
wild style.
我希望搞一个巨型镰刀位正好把那个巨型镰刀的那个库
Immediately was shot down.
武器库给终于来了稍等宝贝们我把它给屏蔽我要那个使用作为
Kaz gave me some great feedback on all this, and from that
作为 YouTuber 的权利权利使人迷失自我他说是普通的镰刀你看 sign 它不是那种 giant sign 或者是那个 two bladed sign 我希望他做一个巨镰好了这样他就记了
Don't look at me, I'm an old man.
I know the answer somewhere in here, but I was like, oh man.
应该是单手的，我希望它做成一个巨型，是镰刀或者是斧头，他们还没有决定。对，镰刀和斧头他们没有决定。
We haven't done in a long time, so like there's two things that go into it. Last time we did something in that weapon school, and how many of a certain weapon.
对，我觉得第5个也是最亮眼的，最抓眼球的。镰刀可是镰刀那个架手劲还可以啊，那个叫啥旋风螺旋。说什么螺旋？
Oh, okay.
You want to record
it?
I've already recorded.
Yeah. Arrows is a hammer, not an axe. Yeah, I literally I couldn't remember, but anyway.
We do have another piece of art
we went with
for
that.
it as
Well,
well.
it was really funny because watching the chat, they're all picking kind of the number that we ended up going with, which was number 4.
Wow, that was all right.
And
there's another one.
so yeah, so then so Marco took over and started to render this out in a more tenno style, less deluxe, which is what I was doing, and so he's killing it. It's awesome. So and Chaz and him have been working on this together, kind of refining it, and I think it's gonna be pretty rad. So
super hyped.
And we have, I think, another thing to add, but we're not gonna talk about that here
这
yet.
是进化斧吗？
Let's save it.
对，这肯定
But again,
花纹是零化的花纹
but
啊。
we just wanted to give you kind of an update on where she's at, and obviously, debut the fact that you could name her. So, little tie in there. And now we move on to really quickly wanting to talk about Prime Resurgence. We also mentioned on the last dev stream that it was going to be coming soon, and it did come. Prime Resurgence is live, and now this is going to be the next rotation. But Prime Resurgence is live, and basically what it is it completely takes over the Prime Vault program.
这是下一波的女喵和赌马 Siren。
Resurgence is here to stay. Varzia is here to stay. We did some quality of life improvements as well to it when we launched it. And it's actually going to be on a monthly rotation.
那看来我是没说错，每月更新嘛。
Limited time one. It was on a much quicker weekly cadence just because it was a limited time window. We wanted to get through all those vaulted frames. But now that it's officially here to stay, it is going to be on more of a monthly rotation. And speaking of that, the next one is going to be Valkyr and Saren, as we see here.
对吧？
It is going to be
每月
live
更新的。
November 3rd. Now, obviously, I just said a monthly rotation, and that is a bit more than a month because we launched Prime Resurgence on September 14th. This round, we wanted to just give it a little bit more time.
这个是啥 ？November 3， 11月3号，有点久就是。 就是虽然说是每月更新，但是是每月多一点，每月多一点。咖喱棒 Prime 可能吗？不会的，不会的，宝贝儿，不可能，完全不可能。
So fun. Rotation. All right. We briefly talked about Echoes of Veilbreaker. Let's talk a little bit more about what we can expect in Echoes of Veilbreaker. Let's take a look. So, like Reb mentioned, we have
Echoes of
rework.
Veilbreaker.
Yeah, so for that, it's going to be something that's called
这是啥
that'll sort of be
Kin
we'll explain it in the patch notes.
of
You'll see them
Vinkar.
in an encounter for call in his weeklies. And then I think we're going
什么什么重置 Dojo 那个道场房间，武器皮肤，漂浮者 Warframe 护甲，全新的飞船。哦，那个，这个就是那个boss，那个 boss，那个我们刚刚看到的那两个 boss。
Yeah, we are expanding dojo rooms in the Echoes update, and the weapon skins that are coming with this are related to Venkra and Sprague. They have their own weapons that you'll get.
然后他那两把武器是皮肤。 对，就虚空的那俩，虚空那俩重做。看来也没有什么太多的东西。
A couple of other things, I think, as well. I'm trying to think of what else we're putting in it.
Just a little bit of tweak of numbers and stuff.
Number tweaks, yeah.
游戏更新赏赐了，对，一般是1个小时之后更新。
Cadence that the big update comes and then an Echoes.
对对对，虚空破坏那两个。
Makes the content a bit more robust, so we don't just move on to the next thing and then get more thematic content in it, which I think Megan is about to show us with for the dojo lovers out there.
Yeah, I just wanted to really quickly show the new dojo room that's going to be coming.
对，咖喱屁，你不要抱有希望了。
Over to my gameplay.
咖喱屁如果出，那就是地要倒闭的时候。
Here we have the
因为美国这边有个什么，或者加拿大那边有什么法律？
New room.
Hell yeah.
比如说你要这么搞的话，可以什么诈骗什么的，那个你可以起诉他的。对，所以第一不会这么干，不然有咖喱 Prime 的那些玩家去起诉第一了。
This is Revenant's room. This is how you get Revenant Prime. You have to build this room.
Coming to this room. It's a lie. Oopsie. So there will be. This is the Ostron Cove, and coming as
对，
well.
这个是一个新的房间。
Around 200 Ostron themed decorations. So.
以及另外200个那种平原系风格的。 系列风格的那个道场装饰。
Spoilers.
Really quick before you do that, also coming in 1.1 or
probably
Echoes,
coming because I saw an issue with it in the fly-in cinematic.
There's
so.
some things obviously we need to fix about it, but the Scout, the Scout Lisette will be.
妈耶！我刚刚又看到那只蚊子，但我没打死它。
Warframe armor on drifters.
Is it coming?
It's a work in progress.
So is it coming? Does it work? My question is still relevant.
It's a work in progress. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding. We just need to do a little bit more work on it, but it's.
感冒了没有？没睡醒。我现在有鼻炎，我起来的时候都是这个声音。我刚起来的时候都是这个声音，有更加的性感，更加的有磁力。
8,
9 months.
But basically, it's kind of like you saw with Cal, where Cal can put on the Warframe armors or like.
Well, even our crews, regular crew.
老鼻炎了，鼻炎好几年了都。
The operator, so that you can
臭蚊子，你给我
basically
等
it expands the options of customization exponentially, because obviously we have so many of those, and it just kind of opens up a whole new avenue of.
And there's one other cosmetic that I really wanted with Veilbreaker that got pushed into 1. Or I call it 1.1. Echoes of Veilbreaker is a way for you to show what Archon shards you have installed. So this is a work in progress, and we're still.
睡大宝贝儿，拜拜宝贝儿。
You can customize your railjack.
晚安，
Yes.
梦里
You
见。
can put armor on them. Go to your dry dock. True. But if you can go to Megan's gameplay, I'll explain a little bit about this. But what we're going to try and do is an opt-in ephemera for you to show you. Don't worry about the name; it's none of your business.
Don't look at it.
But you'll be. And we'll work on offsets and stuff. But if you have Archon shards equipped, you'll be able to see them.
就是说，如果你身上有那个
visceral showing what Archon shards you have on a frame.
我那个
Because, you know,
啊，不是，如果你有那个宝石的话，然后插在某个战甲上面，你可以通过换文的形式显示它们。
And we're still working on it. This is heavily work in progress. However, I want players to be able to show what shards they may have put on their Warframe. So this one looks pretty painful for Meg, and like I said, it is whip, but.
请教一下，刚刚说地球可以拿生化换遗物包，在哪里换？在宝石那里吧，有点恶心。是的，有点无语。我对这玩意儿不会放的，除非他以后出一个很恶心的战甲，我想恶心自己。
Yeah, Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, you can Thanos the animal. Secure.
除非以后我想恶心自己，或者有一个超恶心的战甲，我一定会给他上这个的。
Yeah, so there you go.
Very cool. Now speaking of working on things.
哦，可以给牛牛上这个，啊，算了吧，牛牛我宁愿要翅膀也不要这个。
Creep in your Twitter.
Nidas 也不是那么恶心吧。
Yeah. Yes, I was.
It was just funny because I saw.
怎么还有广告啊？这是啥
Not related, but yeah.
It was Grendel the TV show.
I didn't even know there was a TV show. Is it a Marvel?
真的太奇怪了。
But whose show is it?
I have no idea.
Apparently,
like
we talked about this last night. It's something to do with something you should know about. Something spooky.
Final Fan?
No. Try to let us know in a second. Anyways, continue, Pablo.
Anyways, I saw it there, and so we were already working on.
我不知道你们有没有听到电流的声音，但是我好像打到它了。
No jokes allowed.
但是我的电蚊拍，我电蚊拍上面好像没有他的尸体。我的发。
He's a complicated one because he has essentially gonna need quite a bit of changes and also quite a bit of not.
不知道，啪啪啪啪啪。
But basically, he has some stuff that is sort of game breaking at the moment. That if I just buff everything else, then it's gonna be a problem.
I think you can think of it this way: if 4 of us went into a mission as Grendel, one of us.
我好像打到了。
那
个电流电太多了。
When your entire life is eating the enemies available, and there's a cap to that, and there's 4 Grendels, one person is gonna have more fun than everyone
Only
else.
one person gets to eat. Anyway, so we're doing a lot of changes there, making it basically addressing all the energy economy, making so that the ball is easier to get in and out, because right now it kills your momentum, speeding all that up, kind of streamlining all the things.
啊，这现在说啥？我刚打东西去了。
Second ability, we're removing the wheel and putting all the buffs in one go. A lot of things like that.
We understand there are Grendel lovers, like
Grendel.
Not changing it in a way that changes the core identity of what he does and is. And then I think you're also looking at another frame.
Some minor changes to your early. Basically, making the passive be a little more lenient on how.
对 对 Grundle 有一些小的改动，目前在考虑，但是因为我刚刚没有在听，所以我并不知道改了啥。还有就是 Yareli 的一些小的改动，让它的被动更好放一些。对，然后它的一技能貌似可以把敌人举起来之后，然后产生爆炸。Yareli 啊，亚妹。
Oh, damn! That could be your answer to literally everything.
Yeah, car crash sound. Car crash sound.
There.
All right. So a couple things to look forward to in the future. Now, something that happened in the past, aka yesterday. We did a little bit of a silent crossplay.
Yeah. Yesterday,
对，如果你不知道的话，昨天第一搞了一个跨平台，
and if you logged in on PC
是不是有警报？有。
Seen this notification go live, at which time you were probably like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, D, what did you do? Yeah, because region chat was probably the most insane and most electric it's ever been. When all of a sudden these icons started.
有连妈的怜悯啊，不是赏赐，是怜悯。我们太穷了，他需要怜悯我们。
Generally speaking, crossplay has been something that we really came out with last TennoCon as, hey, we're working on it, and also cross save works, and mobile is a thing. So that was a lot of here's everything we're gonna do, and now it's time to
白色的方向盘
，OK，
武器方向盘， 挺好的。
And really, what yesterday was
是成品还是蓝图，宝贝儿？
For 30 minutes, and we got enough information to push us to the next test, which they're going to remain unannounced for now because we don't want to give people.
哦，所以他们就测了30分钟。
Move something. So really, what you can expect is
蓝图
intermittently appearing between builds
什么垃圾？
Turn on after some testing, see what we got, bring it back, and all of this is ramping up into the first unification, which is crossplay. So when crossplay is in a good spot, then we will start the same process with cross save, and then all of the other things that come with connecting and unifying all the community. So yes, it was very unannounced, and now there's sort of one single source of truth about all this, where you can go to the forums and you can read Dudley's post and see
exclamation point crossplay.
Exclamation point crossplay, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, and there's reasons why we picked 2 platforms to start with, and I don't want anyone to feel excluded. That was really the first live technical test, and there are more to come. The process is going to be that, and when we're ready for a bigger, fuller, many platform test, we'll probably make more of a big deal about it. But for now, it's going to be blasts of telemetry, turning it on, seeing what we got, what are the crash reports saying, what is different about this.
就第一开了一个平台联动嘛，昨天跟 Xbox， 然后第一说近期可能就是这样，他是想开的时候把它打开，然后看一下报告，然后我看一下它的那个广告，把它办掉，反正就是调看有没有出现什么问题，然后如果有问题的话就修一修改一改，接下来的话都基本上都会是这样，估计也是跟 PlayStation 和那个 Nintendo Switch 对差不多也是这么搞的，搞完了之后再搞 Cross Save， 就是那个平台互存互联，对，基本上就是这么个东西。
If you get a surge of login, everyone's trying to hit the we just need to do it the way we're doing it, and that's what we're gonna do. So have fun. We're along for the ride. And we have plans.
哦，另外如果还有什么重大更新的或者重大报告，第一会提前说的。
Certain phases of the test will move into, really big things, folks. Really big things. But for now.
据说跟 Xbox 的玩家一起打，团队沟通非常非常难受。 扎库有出 LP 吗？有，但是没有发那个完成图。我们现在只是那个在概念图那个 TennoCon 那段時間看到的。它没有演示啊，没有演示。 据说跟 Xbox 一起玩那个，就打字很慢，因为他们是需要移那个鼠标的嘛。 说是8秒左右一个字母。
Yeah, but if you were able to watch it happen, that was a pretty fun moment in Warframe, and there will be more of them. So, starting with PC and Xbox.
Stay tuned. Yeah. Speaking of more of them, let's do 1,000 Platinum Prize, shall we? Because we're about to wrap up.
那好像就差不多了。
Check your notes, check your everything.
对，一开始总结了。
Really briefly mention about calls weekly and the Archon hunts. There was a bit of a back and forth.
这就是本期的开发者直播吗？
we're all good to go. And just a friendly reminder that the Archon Hunt and Calls Weekly is going to reset this Sunday, and that is going to be the consistent cadence for the reset. So just think Nightwave, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 0000 GMT. That is when they will reset together.
And then Pablo won't be confused why I have 4 shards and he only has 3. And I'll be like, Pablo, it's Wednesday. He's like,
I was literally confused.
I know. I was like, check out my Trinity build. I have 4 shards in Trinity. He's like, how do you have 4? Did you cheat? And I was like, buddy, it's Wednesday.
Buddy, I'm a gamer. Eric, what do you got?
Prize. We have a prize that I can't read.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Untitled Chapter.
Wow. Is that Spanish or is it Portuguese?
Un and a could be Spanish, but ticio, I have no idea.
It's giving Portuguese. Or Italian.
Ticio.
It's giving a romantic language. I don't
Very
know.
romantic. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now with your in-game alias platform you play Warframe on, and we will get you your 1,000 platinum. Let's do a Core Prime access while we're sitting here.
This is so
I'm seeing Italian on
I see a lot of time.
chat.
I know.
Oh, it's on.
Sure,
It is
Core
Italian.
Prime.
We're validating it.
Yeah, I know.
Very
I
good.
saw
I
a
was
very
like-
cruel thing that they want us to put Scarlet Spear again.
Who do we got, Eric?
Sadistics.
TBD Reform.
Yes. So we'll go with that.
TV Dream.
TV Dream, congratulations. You have won Core Prime access. Please whisper the Warframe Twitch channel you're watching right now with your in-game alias and platform you play Warframe on, and we'll get you your Core Prime access. And the next time we do this, it'll be Revenant Prime because it's coming out October 5th. Pew, pew, pew. Yay. All right. It's time that we wrap up this stream.
I have some closing.
挺好的，坏离子。
You close it up.
我一会儿要去看坏离子的数据。
Now? Are we done?
Yeah.
The stream's over? All right. What did we talk about this stream? I guess we did October updates, Halloween
October
and
updates.
Revenant.
Quest to Conquer Cancer is coming. Kickoff stream October 3rd. Don't miss it. We'll be here. Danny's looking at me.
You have 2 other pieces of art.
Ammo!
Oh, right. Right.
You're an
This is
artist.
just
Ah.
with the ammo changes that we did in terms of the numbers. We also are going to do an art pass on ammo pickups. So these are not to scale yet. We're still working on the art. This was just to show you that we will also be refreshing the actual ammo pickups so you can better tell without use of color.
弹药得到了改动，改动了啥呢？改动了外观。
Concept art. This isn't modeled yet in game, nor is it to scale, but it's just to give you a version of things will be changing in that area as well. So you can get some.
Yeah, when we were selecting the meshes,
弹药改动，但是只改动了外观。
Yeah.
the sniper and the other one, basically the art team.
从左到右的话是主武器、副武器、重武器和
I think ammo has been the same since
任意武器。
Just changing the colors.
I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have like it's like the same.
好丑，
situation.
也就那样吧。
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
弹药改动太
about
离
our
谱。
plans to address damage attenuation despite saying we would. So generally speaking, where we are with damage attenuation is holistically, we don't want a one-shot approach to Archon hunts. And I said earlier on in the stream that here's what we might do isn't what we're going to share with you today because we're not in love with it enough ourselves.
Yeah, essentially, we feel like we need it, but we also don't love it. And
掉包只掉一次吗？
we
是
don't-
的
We。have some ideas on how we can improve it, but we just don't know that they will get there. They're very unsolid at the moment.
Yes, and ultimately, we've had them in the game for a while with, definitely with Kuvaliches and the Sisters of Parvos, and they serve a purpose, just like a lot of things to balance nebulously Warframe serve a purpose, and
他现在说减伤系统，
it's just always under review.
因为他不想让你一次
But in my
一枪
mind,
带走那
taking them off
个
for these fights isn't
执行官嘛。
just turning them off altogether and not having damage attenuation just isn't going to happen in the Echoes of Veilbreaker update.
Oh, for sure not there.
Yeah, so we're still working on it. And we're reading all the feedback and we're watching all these. We're playing the content. I have 4 shards. Pablo has 3. So you
I have
know.
4 now.
Do you? Did you do it? Well,
Oh, wow.
You did do it.
that's right. So yeah, we're on board. We're looking. We're planning. We're thinking. But we don't want to give you a version of it that just might not exist. So with these dev streams, we're trying to keep them in the what's coming very soon realm. So the Wolf being the exception to that because we had some really cool stuff to share. But we definitely have an October dev stream.
Definitely.
And it's
哦，10月有一个开发者直播
yeah, I guess it would be
28?
close.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to commit to
因为
it.
这几月画离子字卡会涨了多少？
Probably October 28th, sorry.
600，
And that one's going to be way more of a deep dive into the rest of
零
the
喜
year, what's coming. and
零喜600。
slate,
我就当我在口嗨啊，它不一定涨到600，因为它毕竟是一个
Growl,
点5的字卡轻量
Getting
型。
Halloween event, Nabris will.
That's Nabras, October 5th. She's coming. Now, Danny, you said I had another piece of art.
Revenant's concept.
Oh, concept. Okay,
那
yeah.
个
shit.
5号更新啊，5号更新。
Wow.
Wow,
This was
Revenant。
Marco.
这个头真的长得好像
Giving us the,
迪士
the
迪迦
Revenant
嘛，这
on
好像迪迦奥特曼里边某个怪兽。
Translated so well.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with this one. We were looking at
所以
different
执
ways to
行
bring
官
it
是会被
on
上
and
修的，是吗？
control.
执行官那个肯定被修啊，第一本来就不想让你一枪秒，所以现在所有一枪秒的办法都可能被第一改。
Goes up.
Remember at the beginning, we
Spirits are
changed it
cool.
very little, and look how
I know.
it's-
I know.
see, the
Look at 'em.
screens, guys.
Yeah, I think I just generally speaking, as things go on, we know we're all working on Echoes of Veilbreaker, we're working on Duviri, we're working on cross-play, which is going to pave the way for cross-save. And some of you may have noticed that at the end of your gaming sessions on PC, that there are more sentiment surveys now, which I totally didn't take from playing all the Fortnite.
其实挺帅的，是挺帅的，我并不觉得他很丑，就是。
To add that into the game, just
我不觉得他丑啊，我声明一下，我不觉得他丑。
Right after they play the game, just so that we can push towards everything that we're working on with a little bit of data based on all these experiments we're running with these surveys to see what people are feeling the moment they stop playing Warframe. So you may have seen those. I just wanted to give a little bit of context to them. And there will be more coming. They're not going to be because all the surveys said this, we're adding, like PvP or this or that. We're just working out a system where we can get a general compass to.
然后第最近在考虑增加一个survey 的中文是啥？问卷，对，问卷调查系统，就是说你可以，他会问你一个问题，然后你可以答你想回答的东西。当然，这个回答只是作为一个参考用的，不是说，如果我们推出一个大宝贝战甲，你们有什么想法？那不代表大宝贝真的到游戏里了，它只是一个那个想法。这么说的话，这应该是今年最后一个战甲，应该是了，今年应该只有3个。除非第一在12月有点赶，也就2个月，应该是1月了。今年应该只有3个 Prime 甲。其实他们应该把 Revenant 稍微提前一点，这样的话他们就可以在年底挤进来一个，但他没有，他们还把 Revenant 往后面放了放，所以 Nope 见不到了。主要还是那个 Tenocon， 主要是 Tenocon 那个把它给磨得很靠后。
I know, that's a tough one. That was the first thing.
No.
Why? Well,
no.
Why?
Hard stop.
I aged like 5 years in that one week.
So did I.
Yeah,
I used to have brown hair.
That was our first COVID work from home.
I know. I'm saying the reason that went the way it did was it was the first thing we launched remote in a real. There's a lot. There's a lot.
It was ambitious. It was very ambitious.
Wait for me to be on vacation when you do that.
Oh no!
I'm not saying.
I don't want to be around.
Community, you are part of the. This is what you should be taking from this. People want it, and then you should say, why do they want it?
To cause us misery.
No. I loved Scarlet's Fury, but so did I. By the time it all worked, that was like so cool.
By the time it all worked.
Yeah.
But it did work eventually.
Yeah, we would have to change a lot to make it work now because obviously there's an order of operations issue with the lore. But Pablo is going to say hell no, and I'm going to say, well, all the work was there.
Start that design doc, baby. Yeah. Let's go.
We'll call it, how do you say scarlet in Spanish?
Escarlata.
Escarlata Spear.
I like that.
That's nice. That's romantic.
Scarlet Spear was dope. It was a fun event. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are basically in a meeting with us at this point. I'll wrap it up. I know you guys have places to be, but thank you very much, everyone, for I guess.
好了，这就是第164期开发者直播。
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you again in October on a dev stream. Eric, thanks for being here.
10月还有一个。
No problem.
Pablo, appreciate you.
11月肯定还有一个。
All right, chat. Have a wonderful night. We will see you next week for the kickoff stream.
11月肯定还有一个。
Statistics.
TBD.
A bunch of group vocals.
Really,
你确实好想。
self-CC when you
a huge solution
thing
you could do.
哦，那个在前面，哦，那个在后面，在后面。
He's a sprout boy. Well, you need more Brussels sprouts.
It's true.
appreciate the pot collar.
Yeah.
你看能不能接到？
Here he is.
晚安，对各位宝贝们晚安。如果你不在意这个我这块瞎看数据的话，那么就晚安。1.1的暴击倍率，啊不对，1.9的暴击倍率，10%的暴击几率，22.2%的触发几率，0.5的装填时间，然后90的伤害，10是辐射，5是冲击，弹药最多可挟持77个，捡起的话是15个，弹夹里面15发，射击速度，哇，它1秒钟就能清完弹夹呀！然后自带6.0的多重射击，负肯定看不到，次要的肯定看不到。有啥提升吗？换离子现在数据是多少？我看一下，换离子，啊？为啥？为啥普通版最大可以挟持100多发？为啥普通版可以带120发？那你只能带77发呀？你怎么又来了？权力使人迷失自我。啊，装填时间一样，0.5秒。倍率从1.5上到了1.9，暴击几率从3%上到了11%。除此之外有啥提升吗？射速都没变，但弹夹多了4发。好诡异啊！总体来说有加强，但感觉都不在刀刃上。哦，伤害都一样，所以说就提升了一点暴击几率，但我感觉暴击几率对他来说不是很重要。暴击几率和弹夹容量，然后减少了弹夹最大值。哦，好诡异啊！我不知道这个范围应该也没有变，说实话，我觉得它不会变的。这个就是换离子了，然后 Tatsu 这个龙尘，换离子居然出了 Prime， 哼，有点离谱，说实话，说不定还会改数值，可能性不是很大了，我觉得可能性不是很大，因为换离子本身就是一个很强的武器，我一开始也没有很高的期待，其实要改成这样，我觉得也差不多了。哇，龙尘提升了好多，16%的暴击几率变成了22%，2.0的倍率变成了2.4，28%的触发几率变成了30。啊，这带有辐射，它自带辐射效果哎。哦，之前那个也带。伤害从214变成了230，看看是不是？哦，它不是个数值的总调整，冲击和穿刺的占比没有变，切割从68上升了76，然后辐射从72变成了80。72变成了80，然后攻击速1.17的攻速啊！哦，这手感不行，没事了。我本来还想说挺快的呢。这从1.0上到了1.17，Heavy 1380，1284上到了1380，哦3.0的范围，这个蛮不错的，之前的呢也是3.0的，啊之前是3.0，3米的范围还是很不错的，这相当于一把重型或者巨剑。哎，这种巨剑有些都不一定上， 上得了3基本上就那个长柄武器的范围了。他现在拉就是拉在架势，要是有一个很强的架势，他就直接起来了。还有就是他的那个，对，如果你没看的话，他有个包，这包里边有一些东西，对吧？护甲披饰 Phantasma Tattoo， 这个刀其实很好看，你看这个刀，很好看的。对，数据上很有东西，但是确实没有人用双手诗人，就跟那个利维亚一样的。利维亚数据看起来非常非常的好看啊，用起来手感拉到爆炸。不要用它，它的那个数据，利维亚的数据是跟那个诗人基本上1比1对标的。你像诗人多强啊，然后利维亚用在手里边就跟一坨，就跟一坨鬼一样。对吧？利维亚用在手上就跟一个鬼一样。左下跟右下是啥？这个是幻离子，然后这个是头像，对吧？对吧？所以说他的这个，哎呀，就败在架势上面。要是他有一个好架势，利维亚呀这种。太刀类型的武器就起来了，但是没有。它这个披饰其实挺小的，如果它做稍微大一点，就到它的这个屁股这里，我觉得能好看很多。但它现在只到腰这个地方，就不是很明显。反正这个就是第164期开发者直播了。那么因为我刚起来，我其实也饿了。哦，对啊，那个10月5号，是10月6号的凌晨，好吧，凌晨2点钟左右，当然不一定真的是2点钟，反正左右。不要在10月5号干等，结果什么都没有等到，好吧，是下个星期一啊，不对，是下个星期，下个星期啊，下个星期3嘛，我怎么记得下个星期一？哦，不对，是那个下个星期3。这个是下个星期一，不，下个星期3啊，星期3我其实时间还蛮多的。下个星期3，那么北美时间、国内时间的话就是下个星期6，好吧，星期6的凌晨。那么感谢各位宝贝们收看，我现在也该去吃点东西去梦游了。我过1个小时左右还有1节课要上。上完了之后再做总结吧。不过在上课的时候应该就把东西准备好了，上完课就直接录就行了。对，非常非常帅 ，Revenant 我觉得也可以，就超出了我的想象吧。好吧，我一开始的那个设计想法，就它该有的元素跟这个 Prime 版的差距还是蛮大的。我觉得它会更靠近普通版，会有一种破碎的感觉。但是这个它这个搞的就很那个整体，你知道吗？就该有的都有，然后穿了件皮大褂，就是侦探，好吧，侦探。但是侦探拿了一个特别不像侦探的刀，什么30米大刀、50米大刀。那么晚安各位宝贝们，好吧，祝大家有一个好梦，我们梦中再见，拜拜，拜拜，拜拜，拜拜。